YouTube world, YouTube family. Trying to figure out what I'm going to do today. So many possibilities. I'm thinking I'm going to do some silver today, obviously, but I think I want to try to get more copper pours. Maybe not by this Friday for this auction, but by the next one. I'm thinking it'd be cool to have some more copper pours, because I know there's a lot out there that like copper, and I do like pouring it, and I have a decent amount, so see what happens. Still not at that minute mark. It seems like it takes a minute for people to show up. Even when I get the laptop going, it takes forever. I need a new phone too. That looks so blurry to me. Sorry, guys. Hey, you're gonna have to move. Yeah, you're gonna have to move. I know. You're in my way. Kevin, JK, Serpent, Herman, Carol, hello. Still waiting on the computer to pop up, but I can see you guys in the phone. Oh, there it is. What's going on? Good afternoon from Merlin. Let me get the dog out of here so you don't keep hearing his footprints. Come on. Or footsteps. Good boy. Stay. I feel like I need to give him a treat. I always feel bad when he's got to be in the other room. Here you go, buddy. There you go. All right. So I'm going to use duff clay today because last time on Thursday I figured out this crap is old. And I do have some more, but it's still from that same time. It has been in a Ziploc bag the whole time, but you know, this being opened, going back and forth with the oven, it feels totally different than duff clay. When I first started using the duff clay, that seemed way harder than that. So it's kind of in reverse right now, which is weird. So I think I'm going to be using the duff clay from now on. You get better detail anyway. So, yeah. Rhonda, what's happening? Big hugs and love to you. 7 stacks. Appreciate you guys stopping in. So I did clean up these bars. I might give it one more go, or I'm going to melt them. But I did clean them back up. I think they look better like this. That toning was terrible. It probably would look better if I toned them now, that I have that little bit of scuffness to it, for lack of a better word. But yeah, last week we did that. I do need to clean up this bottom a little bit more. But we got the praying hands. Got a couple of the poker chips. This was the first one. This was the second one. I'm going to try to get a decent amount of those done. I'll probably either later on today or tomorrow be working on more of those. That's what the bar looked like. I kind of cleaned it. I need to do some more on the back. I want this to be more smooth, so I got to take the Dremel to it. But man, this thing is cool. I really like this. I don't know if anybody else is going to like it. It's a pretty popular design. I know a lot of people do like that, but it's a hell of a lot thicker than a round. So that's what I did last Thursday. And I think today I might try to knock this out because Michael really wants to see this poured. He's been making stuff for me, and I really like this, so we're going to try to do that today. And then maybe the Griffin. I really want to do this bar. So yeah, this piece, I cleaned this up a little bit so I could throw it in the furnace, because I don't think anybody's going to be interested in this. I put it up once or twice, and it's just kind of weird. And then this too. This was actually kind of an error. If anybody is interested, let me know. I will let it go, and I'll give you a good price. I mean, shit, you can make me an offer if you want. But this is an error because it didn't fill out. It was supposed to be down to here. The prototype sold. This was an error because it didn't have enough silver. But that will probably get melted down too if nobody's interested in picking that up. And then I got this. I'm thinking about throwing that in the furnace too at some point. 2.75, or no. Yeah, 2.75. I need some silver, man. I need to buy some more shot, but I didn't even look today. What's the price today? If anybody is willing to check that for me. I think it was like 32 yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. It went up again. I was like, man, this might be the new low might be 30. I don't know. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say I bet that we see $25 silver again. It might be a little while, but I bet that it's going to fall below 30 again. You know that silver is manipulated very well. And they do it because the rich, that's how they get richer, you know? All the inside trading and all the stuff they do. I mean, look at what they do with the government. Look at Nancy Pelosi. I mean, she is the best at the stock market ever, which is kind of funny to me. But I think that that's what they do. I think that it goes low so that they can buy up a bunch of bonds, or whatever, not bonds, but you know what I'm saying, buy a bunch of silver and paper, and then get the price up, and then sell off, and then it comes back down again. That's what I think happens. So, I don't know, we'll see what happens, but Brown Sugar, what's going on? Joseph Lopez, hello. Michael, what's up? I know that I need to call you. I've been thinking about that all day. I've been in a weird place the past week or so. Just like kind of, I don't know. Kind of in my head too much and just not having, what's the right word? I want to say ambition, but that's not the word. Just kind of running out of, like there's things I want to do, but I keep overthinking everything so much, I don't do it. And then even like I got a bunch of texts and phone calls and stuff, I still haven't got back to anybody yet. I know you've reached out a few times and I feel bad. I will get back to you. After this live, I'll call you. What's a good time for you? See, Happy Chappy, what's up? SGT, what's going on? Yeah, we're gonna mess with some Duff Clay again today because I really like the way things turn out. Seems to be working good. I feel like I do need to go blow my nose before I do that though. So Michael, you ready to see this? I think I might do this today. That and or the Griffin bar because I think this is really cool. I want to see how this turns out. Got a couple things I was thinking about melting down because this didn't turn out right. SGT got the original, the prototype, and this is an error. And I will write, if anybody wants it, I will write that this is an error, that it's not going to be a number. Because I didn't have enough silver. It'll be like error, not enough silver or something. I am willing to let a few things like that go. It's not going to be a lot, but some of the pieces that I really like and hate to melt back down, I will let go as those kind of pieces. But yeah, it's going to be very... what do they say? Far and few between. But anyway, I hope everybody had a good weekend. It was SGT. I was going to try to stop by your thing yesterday, but I never saw you live. Like I said, it's been this past week and weekend too has been kind of, I don't know. I've been in a weird headspace. I'm pretty good at doing the things to be 100%, you know, the way that I want to be. But every now and again I fall a little bit and it's like I just get in my head too much and don't want to talk to people and I just get in this weird place where I don't want to like put myself out there too much, you know, because I don't feel 100%, if that makes any sense. I don't know. You know what I was thinking about earlier is every now and again, because I think we should talk about stuff like this. You know, when you have a bad day or you're trying to get stuff done, but you don't feel like you just have the energy to do it sometimes, and you think about not necessarily negative things, but too negative in your head, I guess. I'm thinking about doing a live stream every now and again. Let's talk. And just talk about stuff like that, because I think we all go through it. think anybody lives a perfect life. Every now and again, you kind of get down about things and feel like, am I doing this right? With anything in life. But anyway, I'm not going to dwell on that kind of stuff now because I feel good again. But just wanted to say sometimes we do fall into those areas, you know. We got 14 here. Appreciate you guys. We got 9 likes. Awesome. What you doing, girl? Yeah, I was thinking, I always get in trouble because, I don't get in trouble, but why do you say that stuff on live? you put yourself out there too much, and I feel like you guys are kind of my shrink sometimes, so I like talking about stuff. So I got this thing, and it kind of, I don't like it because it doesn't have that lip. I do like when they have the lip on it, but the one I got with the lip was real loose. SGT, I gotta get with you because you said that you know somebody where you get yours from that are always good. So I need to figure out that maybe. These are good. It doesn't move, but it's kind of hard to get it in the right spot. But I'd rather it be that than loose. So I think I'm going to try to knock 2 out right now and then get pouring. But I'm not going to sit here and talk like crazy like I always do. I'm going to try to get going here. I feel like I start boring you guys sometimes. Joseph says he's going to do his first shout out video. That's cool. Yeah, I did stop. I saw the Cash Money one going on, and I stopped in there for a minute. But I never saw yours. I know you said it was Monday, and I got on a few times, but it just must have been the wrong time. Because I did want to stop by. I really can't spend any money, but I wanted to at least hang out. I should have asked you what time you're doing it. Yeah, why pay a shrink when you have YouTube, for real? I really do feel like we're a family. Don't ask what's going on. Oh, so SGT, what I realized is the ones that wiggle, like I did the 9mm, and it's fine if you get it back in the right spot, but if you're not in the right spot, and you have, like when you put the sand in, it was kind of to the left, and then when you put it back in, it was kind of to the right, you'll see like your piece will be shifted in the middle, and I just don't like dealing with that. That 9mm was kind of bad. Now I made it look better because I took a file to it for about 4 hours, but I'm trying to not have to do that. So I want these to not ever move. Like this one is really nice. When I put this together, it does not move at all. But it's hard to get them like that, I'm telling you. I've only got 2 out of 5 that were like that. Oh yeah, I might have been eating crabs at that time, SGT. We had crabs over the weekend. Shoot, I still got some in the fridge. Dennis the Menace, what's up? Anyway, let me get something going here. I did go out and buy another one of these. That way I'm not mixing Petrobond with that, which probably really doesn't matter, but I'm pretty anal with trying to keep everything the same, you know. Oh, and I was looking at these. I realized that the SMI, I was like, man, SMI, that sounds like the ones that have that back with the hole in it. And they are. Usually I don't touch my silver when they're in tubes, but at first I didn't want to melt these down because I don't know what's in that. I don't want to like taint the silver at all. But I think it'll be fine. Whatever's in there, if it's not silver, it'll probably melt away, I would imagine. So those might get melted eventually. Michael, did you say you were sending shot? I did kind of half read that message. I got a bunch of messages that I need to get to. But I feel like you said maybe you were sending some shot today. So let me know and I will go to the mailbox. Otherwise, I'm just not going to even go. I probably don't have anything there. You know how many times I've checked my mail just to see and there's nothing ever there? I'll waste so much time hoping that I'll get some mail. I don't send enough out like I should either, so goes both ways. But I have got a couple of poker chips, and I'll tell you what, man, I love it when I get those things. I think I have 4 now, and I have another one that somebody said they were sending, so I'll be up to 5. And anybody that sent me a poker chip will get a certain amount of dollars off. I don't know what that's going to be yet. But if you get my poker chip, I'll give you a couple dollars off if you sent me your poker chip. Of course, I have to have that beforehand, and these will be up this Friday. I only have 2 done right now. That's the prototype. That's the number 1. But after this live, I'm going to keep going until probably 11 or 12 tonight. I'm just going to pour. Because I haven't poured since Thursday, and I wanted to have so much more done. So I'm going to try to at least get 7 of those done, because I know somebody might want number 7. But I'm going to try to at least get 10. Well, try to at least get 7, but I'd like to get 10. I was thinking 5, and I was like, man, why not just go 2 more? Come on. What if 7 Stacks wants one? She's been a big supporter, and I appreciate that. So you gotta try to do for the people, you know. Seven? Yeah, I'm gonna try. Now, don't hold me to that. It might not be till the next one, but I'm gonna try to get at least 7 done. Actually, all right. Well, if we're gonna do this shield, it's kind of thick, so I'm thinking I'll put it in, put the sand on top, and then I'm gonna dig half of it out. So we should probably do it like that. I think I'm just gonna try to keep that. I don't want to do too much, but I feel like I never put enough. It's a thin line. Too much and not enough. There's so much going on in there. Man, I think I went a little too hard there. Whatever. We'll see. Hopefully I don't break this dollar store thing here. I've already broken 3 of these. Then I went and got one that was like really beefy and still broke that too. I don't know if you guys have seen the smaller ones and then you kind of like roll it like that. That worked good for a little while, and then the whole damn thing broke off. But I do like that version of it. I think I need to find a really good one though. Did anybody go away this weekend or do anything fun? The only thing about this duck plate is it definitely sticks. It's almost like little rocks stuck together. You really gotta try to break it up. You know, I had a vision earlier. I was hooking up the gas to the furnace, and I started to think, like, man, what if something, like, if I get a leak and it starts like spewing gas out and my furnace is still red hot? That's how my brain works. So I started thinking about all the shit that I could do wrong and how I can burn my house down. And yeah, I think I need to try to get out to at least behind the shed. I really don't like doing it this close. I mean, it works fine if everything's working good, but as soon as an accident happens, I don't know, man. When I talk about that, how I get in my head too much, that's what I'm talking about. Granted, that's not always a bad thing. But instead of doing things sometimes, I will literally sit and overanalyze and overthink about all the things that could happen, all the ways they could go. Instead of just doing it and failing, and then, you know, picking myself up and going again, I'll just think about it for days. I'm trying to get out of that, but it's tough, man. Man, this stuff is so stuck together. This might be a slow getting to the pouring. I have noticed that the duck plate doesn't stick to this thing, the roller, as much as Petrobond does. Just slice your finger off, it's all good. You got 4 more. Seems like it's in there pretty good. I was watching somebody, and they were, I think it was Will's Treasures. He was taking it and put it in a vise. Not a vice, but what's it called? Damn, lost for words. I keep thinking vice, but you know the thing where he clamps it. I guess he puts there's a round thing or something that probably goes down on it, and it's got something flat underneath, and then it presses it down into the sand. I have noticed though, when I use my finger with this duff clay and I touch it, it doesn't stick to my hands quite as bad as that other stuff. The Petrobond is like, I don't know, I guess because it's so old. Might just be time to let go of it. It really doesn't stick to the glove as bad either. My sweat does. Yeah, I'd say it doesn't stick to my finger, and then it sticks to my finger. So sweaty. Hold on, I'm gonna get to the comments at some point. Paper towel. Thinking that way might drive you nuts to keep you alive. Yes, it's a fine line. I hear that. Oh, a show. That's the thing, man. Your brain is always trying to keep your body alive. And your soul is kind of somewhere in the middle. Matt T. Coins, what's going on? Appreciate you stopping in. Got to jump in a meeting. All right. You'll be back probably. Seems like your meetings don't take too long. 17 likes and 16 people. Appreciate you guys. That's awesome. Capital along with everyone else. Yeah, I think we all have the same issues. I think some of us are more willing to talk about it, and some of us suppress it. And I've been suppressing it for 40 years. Almost 44 years, really. I've learned over the past couple of years to not suppress everything so much. And it's been a big help. Meditation, grounding, I mean, all that stuff. Just trying to be more positive in my head. But it's work. It takes work on a daily basis. Tony, what's going on? Yeah, we are going to get to the shed. I'm thinking about buying an electric furnace. And I can just have it hooked up in the shed and go live that way. It seems like it's still kind of blurry even being in here anyway. But I was having issues being out in the shed with the blurriness, and that's why I started doing it on the porch. But you know what happened the other day? I was going to grab the silver out, the crucible, and it's like, I felt like for a second that I almost didn't quite have it like I wanted it to. And granted, it was just like a very quick kind of thing where, and I fixed it, but I was like, man, dropping this down somewhere and having it splash all over the deck would really suck. The problem is my shed isn't really too far away from my house either, so if that ends up engulfing in flames, my house probably would catch on fire too. So it's a dangerous thing we do. Something I don't think people think about too much in the auctions. They're like, I want some cheap pours, and it's like, well, you know, we kind of are putting our lives on the line a little bit. And all the shop supplies, and all the, you know, prices of silver and everything else. But yeah, I was kind of hoping that would come down, at least below 30. But that might not happen for a little while, so I'm going to start melting down some of my other stuff until I can hopefully get some under 30. I think those SMI rounds I bought, I don't remember what the price was, but it was definitely under 30. So many tools to choose from. Here's the other one. I feel like maybe I just want to put one of these in there too. No, I do want this one to be flat, so I'll just drag it out. But we are going to push this down all the way. I'm going to get a little cut in here and just go all the way around. Probably more than that. This thing's pretty thick. We got a thick boy over here. There's the lettering on the other side. It's only a couple C's, but just more to grab. So if I was to leave it all the way in there like that, it'd be really hard to get out. I can always put some tape on it and pop it out that way. I did that the other day, and it seemed to work out pretty good. That's how I did that round. This is actually just a regular 1 ounce copper round, and I stuck it down in the sand, like double, well probably triple, and then put some tape on it and popped it out. Some black Gorilla tape worked amazing. It came right out. Of course, it's not a lot of deep detail either, so, you know, I guess take that for what it's worth. Good. We'll leave it thick. Make sure it pops back out. Scorpion, what's going on? Yes, I am concentrating. Yes, Serpent, I have a fire extinguisher on hand always. 2 actually. Yeah, Michael, a press. That's what I was. That's the word. Yeah, if you got a dirt floor, Tony, you don't have to worry about anything happening. I usually have like either cinder block underneath, but there is kind of some wood there too. Now, the only thing that's really going to be a problem in my eyes is if something happens to my tank and some kind of leak happens when the furnace is still like glowing red hot, or on for that matter. I feel like that's really the only thing I'm going to have to worry about. Like if I drop some, I'm good to go because I'm fully decked out, right? Like I put all the safety equipment on. And all it really does is, like even if it was in the wood, it's not like it's just gonna immediately catch on fire. Like yes, it will kind of smolder, but what it's gonna do is it's gonna burn into the wood a little bit, and then solidify. So yes, there'll be a little bit of a flame, and if it's a bunch, it'll be kind of all over the place. But I'm not worried about that. Like I am something going wrong with the tank and having like a leak. That's what I worry about. Now my stuff is all in pristine shape, and I wouldn't do it if it wasn't. That's for sure. But yeah, try to keep the tank far enough away. It's a pretty long cord. Try to keep the tank far away. I was earlier. There's been a few times where you've watched my lives, and I had it kind of not too far from it, and that's what I was thinking about earlier. Like I need to start keeping this way farther away, just in case. Yeah, it sucks if you drop it down in there inside of it. Did you have to buy another one, Scorpion? I've heard people say that they, and then especially with the electric furnaces, every now and again, like the bottom will just drop out of it. So you got to make sure that you're not using your crucibles too long. And then, silver or copper, whatever it is, will be all up in the bottom. And then you got to buy a new furnace. I don't know if it's a way to get it out. I've never had that issue, but yeah, I was thinking about getting an electric furnace. I think I found one for under $200. I don't know how good it is, but I feel like they all have the same components. Good Ida, what's going on? Terry's wood burning. Hello. I don't know if I said hello to you guys. Appreciate y'all hanging out. It would be nice to have, I'm hoping to have enough gas in that thing. I cooked crabs over the weekend. I just filled it up not that long ago. But it went from green to yellow really quick because I had to cook the crabs in 2 different sessions. So it took a little while. Yeah, using the gas, I wonder if I could get some kind of connection that goes in between that has like a shut off. Because I think what I worry about is having like the connection, like those clamps that are on there, pop in or something like that, which it's really hard to get on to the fitting anyway. So even if those popped, I don't think that there would be like a leak that bad to like have anything blow up. But I tell you, I was camping one time, and somebody was all of a sudden we hear screaming like crazy, and somebody had some kind of like, I don't know, some kind of propane burner that was in their tent, and they were cooking, and all you hear is people screaming, and you see the tent like popping out, like say you're looking at a tent, you see like out here and then out here and then like they were trying. He was I guess trying to get it out, but he wasn't getting it out. He was getting it every other way, and then finally it goes flying out of the tent on fire. And we're like, get behind a tree, everybody get behind a tree, and because I knew it was going to blow, because you could hear it and it was still on fire, and I was like, everybody get behind a tree, and everybody got safe, and as soon as we did, boom, and I was like, yes, that's probably not a good thing to do. Do not cook inside of your tent, in a plastic tent. and melted half the damn tent. It was a pretty big ordeal. Yeah, gas outside, electric inside. Yeah, I was thinking about the electric. If I get one, I'm just gonna put it in the shed and just be able to do stuff right in there. That way, if it's raining, it doesn't matter. I'm good to go. I think I'm gonna do that before I worry about buying more shot because the price is so high right now. I still got plenty I can melt down. And I'm thinking about doing some more copper stuff too. So I'm gonna work on some copper pieces for a little while. I think the next auction, because I planned on doing the next one this Friday. And I'm thinking the one after that, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm gonna try to do a decent amount of copper for that one. That one might be kind of more about the copper than the silver. Of course, there'll still be silver pieces, but I might try to just go hard on copper for a while. Because I know people like it. And I've got a lot that I've melted down. Now, I've bought a lot at an expensive price too, which was my fault. But I've also got a lot out of tearing stuff down. So, you know, that's where I can kind of make up for some of the silver pieces when I'm only doing it for $35 an ounce. When I paid $30 for it, you're really not even getting past the shop supplies at that point, you know. But if I do some copper pieces, I can kind of make that up a little bit. So I think that's what I need to start doing. What do you guys think? Are you into copper? Is there any pieces that I've done in silver that you'd like to see in copper? Let me know. Yeah, Scorpion, I don't think you wear all the stuff that I do, though. I'm not worried about dropping anything because I'm fully decked out body-wise. But when I see people, when they got just the gloves on and their skin's kind of hanging out up here, I'm like, ain't no way. We're not having like a face mask around your face and having that splash up in your face. Ain't no way I'm going to be dealing with that. I'd rather be sweating my ass off with a full hard hat, with a face shield, full leather from head to toe, gloves, everything, than have to worry about that. I'm just like, well, whatever. You're going to be like whatever until that shit gets on your skin. Michael, you want the shield in copper? Do everything in both? Yeah, that would be cool. It's a lot of time involved. I think I'm a little bit too much of a perfectionist, to be honest with you, but I'm going to have to start not worrying about it so much and just doing the damn thing. Scorpion, you ever use Duff Clay? I like it. I feel like it's a lot better than the Petrobond I was using, but that Petrobond was old, so I think that was an issue. Because when I first started using this was the hard one. The Petrobond was a lot softer to use. I had a hard time trying to press anything down into the Duff Clay. But now the Petrobond's harder than that. But it's been sitting around for 2.5 years in this thing that's not airtight like this. So I need to get something like that that's airtight. I went to Walmart, couldn't find anything. I had to look online. Tell you what, when you rub your hands across this a few times, it gets kind of hard to get out. And it loves to stay chunky. it's coming. Put that light in. Or the battery in. Lighting kind of sucks in here without extra light. I like to be able to see what I'm doing. I keep it on 2 instead of 1 because it really drains the battery on 1. Yeah, a little DeWalt work light. 20 volt. A lot of times I'll use the 60 volt flex volt batteries in it though, which really makes it last a while. They're 6 amp hour. Yeah, I know copper is not good to be smelling in. So what's good about my shed is I have, excuse me, so I have a shed, right? It's 8 by 16. It's got attic and everything. It's kind of like a mini house, really. But I built a lean-to off of both sides of that. And it's 8 by 9 foot, right? So it's not very big anyway. But I have a front door that's like, you know, deadbolt, regular metal front door. And then on the back, I did double doors that I made from scratch that lock in like 6 different places. But I can open it up and the air kind of flows through there. So there's always some kind of airflow. And if I put a fan on, I'm definitely good. But yeah, you don't want to breathe that stuff in. Whenever I do copper, I wear a mask. Just in case, because I've heard that copper fumes are really bad to breathe in. I haven't done aluminum yet, but I do have a crucible I put aside for that, and I have been saving up some aluminum. I got a bunch of like pull tabs that I've been collecting over probably 3 years. And I'm almost getting to the point where I'm filling up a jug, a gallon of milk jug. Definitely gonna have to do some pressing. You can see how it popped out a little bit. If I get too close, it's gonna, see the black right there in the middle? It popped out, so I gotta press that back down. Which tends to happen on thick things, and that's why I dug it out, because even digging it out halfway, it still did it. But imagine if I didn't dig it out. It's like this side's all right. But yeah, we got a nice big area here. So I'll probably cut a little bit there just to make sure that's good. But for the most part, we're going to come out here. It's not quite in the middle like I hoped it would have been, but I can drag it over that way. But yeah, see, look, it doesn't stick to my thumb like that. Petrobond was sticking really bad. And then you get those little flakes everywhere, and you're always trying to get it off. So I would sit here and I try to roll everything. It just felt like, I don't know. I think I'm done with that for a while. I'm gonna try the new Petrobond. I might even buy some new Petrobond just to see what the difference is, and then I'll let you guys know, hey, if you got Petrobond sitting around for 2 years, just throw it away. Don't waste your time trying to use it, because it sucks. So yeah, that'll be a learning process there, and I'll let you guys know. But I'm really liking the Delft clay. It's just really expensive. That's the problem. That's why nobody likes to use it. I have seen people use it for the detail, like put a layer of the Delft clay down and then put Petrobond on top of that. So that's a thing you can do as well. I almost want to drag this off just to make sure. Hanging over a little bit there. It's probably fine, but I like to make sure there's nothing hanging over these edges. So I get a nice seal. Oh yeah, galvanized too. Tony, I thought about welding some stuff one day, and then realized it was galvanized. I was like, yeah, that's probably not a good idea. Hot dip galvanized, so I guess I could grind that off, but even that's going to be kind of nasty. So, yeah, I've got quite a few masks to wear for that. Not to mention just doing it in front of a fan probably wouldn't be a bad idea either. Yeah, lead. I definitely wouldn't want to breathe any lead in, Scorpion. I was thinking about it'd be cool to make some lead weights. Scorpion, they sell oil? I didn't look into that yet. That would be cool if I could get some oil and just kind of, you know. Although I feel like I'd rather just buy new ones and make sure the new pack and make sure it's good, but I'd be worried I put too much oil or not enough. I've never done that before. But I might have to look into that. There so I know how far to take it. I want to have that. I could go all the way down to it, but then I'm not going to know exactly where it needs to be. I guess that side will probably let me know that, but I want to make sure. So I'm not going to go too far. Yeah, that Petrobond, whenever I would do that, it would be stuck all to my finger, little beads of it everywhere. So I'm pretty sure it's kind of at that point where it needs to be fixed up or thrown away. Probably should have tried to get this out of there first before I even worried about know if it's even worth doing this. Try to drop it first. I think I'm gonna tape it though. Oh man, I think I took it downstairs. Let me go grab that tape. I'll be back. did this the other day and it worked pretty good. So let's try it again. Because if I do that bar for Michael, I'm probably going to have to use this method. Because that thing is going to be way down in there. I can't even cut it like I did this one. So yeah, just black. I think this is dollar store tape too, but it's really thick and sticky. But Gorilla Tape is really the good one. Take the finger down, scratch it in a little bit. Well, this might not be working. It has that cross on the other side too, which is probably wanting to hang it up. It's kind of pulling off. Well. Is to push it. That stuff is in there. That's the thing about this stuff. When it gets in, it's in. Alright. It's pretty loose now. Come on. Give it to me. It's on the verge. Bitch ass. This is a sticker. Come on. Taking my time, a little bit at a time. One side and the other. Oh, I might have lost a little bit right there. Shit. Before we even pop it out, let's push that back down. Stay. Got it. Damn it! That's why I should have waited. That didn't work. It's kind of a thick piece. Ain't that a bitch? That's what sucks about doing this shit live. I think what we might need to do, Michael, is make this not so big. Like, see how high that sticks out? It might need to be like half that. Because it really holds it in there. Oh, thanks, don't ask. Appreciate it. Damn. You see how big the C's are? And how big the cross is? We need to make the cross as big as the C's. The only other thing I could think of is maybe rounding it, which probably wouldn't look as good. So it needs to not be up so high because it really is hard to get it out. And it's pulling the sand out too, so I think it would be better not so high. Well, back to the drawing board. Hate when that happens. I don't think I can fix this because I don't even see where the piece went that fell out. Otherwise, I'd try to put it back in there and just see what happened, but I can't tell. Oh, actually, we might be able to do some surgery. Can always clean up, but that I can't really clean up. I can clean up the edges. You can see how that popped out like that. I'm not worried about that. But that piece is going to be an issue. This is kind of bent, so if I can flip it onto that. This is probably not going to work, but we're going to try. I've done it before. Still enough. Jeez. Whew. We might have saved it actually. I thought I lost it at first. I didn't see where it went. That's why I started moving it around. I was like, well, we'll screw that up. But I think we're going to be all right. Possibly. What I'm doing here. Oh, it just doesn't want to stay. Problem is I'll go to pour it and it moves inside, then it's all screwed up. But we might be able to make this happen. What do you think? Go try it, see what happens? It actually popped up kind of on that edge a little bit too. It looks like they all popped up a little bit on the edges because it's so thick. This might be one of those impossible pieces to do more of anyway. But I think if we made that not so thick, it'd probably work a lot better. I don't know, I might give it a go like that. You can't tell. I'm just nervous when I go to pour silver in there, it's going to pop it out. But we'll find out, I guess. Might as well do it. I got it pretty much ready to go. I think that's probably enough the way it is too. Should probably do a little bit over here. Just drag this out some. You don't know if you don't try. When it goes in, it should kind of hit and then fill out. That might work. It might be all right. couple. Just a little bit to breathe. Doesn't need to be crazy. Just needs to be able to escape. And I'm not heating this up like I have been with the Petrobond. I'm just gonna go like this, see what happens. Damn cat hair in there. Michael, what was this? 2 ounces? 3 ounces? So to me, it looks like 2.5. What did the computer tell you? Any degree mill? 1 degree, 3 degree, 5 degree, 7 degree milling bits? For what? What were we talking about with the milling bits? I know I'm kind of behind on these. Yeah, Serpent, that's what I was thinking. Keep the high relief maybe, but just taper. But then I don't know, it's not going to look quite as good that way. Then again, I don't know. I have to see it. But if it was tapered, that might look good too. That probably would look all right. 2.75. Well, I'm not going to melt that yet. Got a couple sprues here. A little bit of shot. I got this thing that I don't think it is going to sell until Halloween. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Melt it? This is 2.75 right here. So that, with this, I might even do both just to make sure. I like to have it heavy on the top. It's better to have too much and let it push down into everything. I do want to clean this a little bit though. I don't like putting dirty silver into the furnace. And what I mean is, see the bottom of that? I started to clean the top a little bit, but having that little brown marks on it, I don't like that. So I always clean that before I put it back in the furnace. Probably doesn't matter, but that's just how I am. Ah, jeez. Well, that was sharp. Man, I wish I had my scale up here. It's always something I don't have. whatever. I'm just gonna put all 3 of these. I don't think anybody wants this coffin. I love the pour lines on it though. The ripples. And I stamped it too. Maybe I should save this one. Let me get my scale. What did I do with it? I wonder if it's in the shed. Oh, okay. So I just went to go get my scale and looked all over the house. Huh. What is that? Dumbass. I am not too proud to call myself out on being a dumbass. By the way, if you didn't already know. .2 just with those 2 little sprues. And this is never going to see the light of day. That didn't fill out. So I think if we add that, well, it's 4.7. Shit. Yeah. I'll just add some shot. Thinking I want to put 5 ounces in there just to make sure it all gets pushed down. Five exactly. So that's what I'm putting in. Might clean this eagle up a little bit more too. Bear with me, we'll get it going. We'll start the furnace up in a minute. By the way, you know what sucks when you're trying to grind on something and you hear I'm not worried about this because it's going in the furnace, but every now and again the part of the Dremel where it holds the piece in will scrape on the piece you're working on, and I've had it do some kind of nasty marks before. Then you got a file on that. Alright, that's good enough. I feel like any toning probably burns off in the furnace, but still, I try to make it as clean as possible. But yeah, if you're trying to clean it up and you got the piece that sticks out and where it attaches to the Dremel, so you'll be up here and then down here it'll be like, you're like, son of a bitch. Why? And you're filing for another 3 hours trying to get the mark to not look good, or trying, trying to make it look good. All right, so we got this. Go ahead and throw this up and out of the way. At least we'll get one pour done today. I was gonna try to do something else, but I might end the live so I can concentrate on what I'm doing and just try to knock out a bunch of stuff, because I was really hoping I'd have more stuff done by now. But unless y'all want to hang out and me not talk to you, which is probably better for you anyway. Let me put this in there. I'm pretty sure that's going to be enough. I won't fire it up until I got you guys out there. I need to move this thing back. But melt more for the sprue. Yeah, I try to do double. Whatever the piece is, I try to do double. That way it all gets pushed down. But that first guitar I did, that's why it stood up, because that was the original piece. I actually didn't have that much extra. It was just enough so where the guitar would stand up. But it's pretty rare to get all the detail, right? Because there's not a lot of heavy silver on top pushing it down. So I was surprised that I actually got all the detail I got in it, because there's been many times where I don't get that detail and I'll get pitting and some other stuff happening. So yeah, I try to do double. Get out. Damn. All right, my phone should be charged. 23 likes. Hell yeah, guys. Appreciate that. If we can get to 30, that'd be pretty awesome. It's kind of starting to look dark outside. It's not supposed to rain though. Oh, there it is. Trying to find my safety gear. Better. This thing sucks. Every now and again, this little bastard pops off. I think I need to like smack it with a hammer and maybe make it a little bit tighter, because it's always loose. Anyway, so that's the hard hat. Put a couple stickers on it. America. I got bored one day. Anyway, let's get this bad boy going. Y'all are probably like, come on, dude. Get the fire going. What's up with this dude? Get the fire going, man. The bug just flew right in my eyeball. I put those on my shins and over my shoes, but when it's really hot and you sweat into it, it leaves that color all on your legs. Even after my shower, I still had it on there. So it sucks when it's like 90 degrees outside and you use those, but Better safe than sorry. Everything in the picture there. I always like to heat it up a little bit. Any kind of moisture in there that might be there out a little bit more slower than, you know, full steam ahead. Not sure if that matters, but it's always a precaution I take. I've yet to have anything blow up, so that's good. And I'll run it at this until I start to see the crucible kind of red, and then I'll just full blast it. It's just my personal preference. Rhonda's all about the widescreen. I need to start making some shorts too. That's why I go this way, so I can make shorts from it. I can go higher. But Rhonda, this is like the new thing, man. Everyday Opportunity, what's going on? About to do a silver pour. I guess I should probably go grab the flask to make that happen, but we're getting there. Trying to keep it so you can see everything. Man, he's got wet. I was gonna take some sandpaper to it, but I feel like that'll burn right off. New. Well, you know what I mean. About 2 more minutes. now we say a prayer. Dear God, let this pour go smoothly, with the most detail, and a perfect pour, without burning our legs or anything else. That's why we use safety products, but still. Thank you. In Jesus' name, amen. We got 24 likes. I've seen some new people pop in. Let's get to 30, guys. I'd appreciate it. Almost there. It's melted. I just want to make sure it's good. So we are about to pour. Seeing it kind of still stick to the edges a little bit. I'm going to give it another minute. Appreciate you guys being here. 20 people hanging out, 25 likes. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate you guys. Still a little bit in there. Here's a little fun fact. When I'm doing that, I hold my breath the whole time. time I turn the gas off to the time I pour it, I'm holding my breath. And by the time I put it back in there. I just noticed that I do that. I don't think I've ever noticed doing that before. That's kind of funny. By the way, I'm heating those up because I don't want it to stick. So the tongs and all that, I heat it up so that it doesn't stick to the crucible. Because if you don't heat them up, it will stick to it. And then that's when accidents happen, because you think you're letting go when you're not, and it's stuck a little bit, but you go to do that movement. So I always keep heating them up. That's why I did it 2 or 3 times, just to make sure. Front of my face. See what we got. Definitely looks full. It does have a little bit of a dent there, which seems to happen a lot. I didn't get my brush. I had some people over this weekend and I had to move everything out of the way. Now I can't find it. It's gonna work, I guess. I think I lost my normal one. Seems like more often than not, when you have thick pieces, you always get a little bit of a dent there. If anybody knows how to make that not happen, I would love to know. Even when I was heating up in the oven, it was still doing that. Yeah, it's not perfect because I had to put that piece back in, but I think it looks all right. Ah, don't touch it. My fucking finger went right on it, and I was like, no. Then I realized it was my fingernail. Get a paper towel. Sizzle, sizzle. You're dying to see this. Now you know I'm going to wait a while, right? What do you want to see, Michael? So Michael did make this design up and sent it to me. And I didn't ask him to, he just made it. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I did want to try to pour it, because he's been wanting to see it. But I think you can kind of tell where that sand popped out a little bit. I think if I run this through the tumbler, it'll probably look pretty good. It's probably going to have to do it for a while though, because there's such big, you know, it's kind of deep, to make sure it gets into all the little places. But yeah, I think cleaned up it'll probably look a lot better. And I'll clean all this up before I even do that. Make sure everything looks the same on all sides. Try to do it so y'all can see, but it's kind of a pain in the ass to do it that way. Trying to get all the burnt out of it. Definitely a thick boy. What time is it, guys? My phone doesn't tell me that when I'm on live. What should I make next? 319? It's only 319? Well, shit, we might as well do the Griffin then. I'm Eastern Standard Time, by the way. Probably should have told you that. So it must be 419 here. If you guys want to hang out, I'll do the Griffin real quick. We got 20 people here. Don't forget to hit that like button, by the way. I'm pretty sure there's enough gas. It's like midway through the yellow, so I should be good for a little while. I don't like it to get to the red though. And that's a thin bar, so that should be easy to get out. But there's a lot of detail. That's the thing. And he made two of them. This is a Buffalo Bullion design. He made two of them. And one is thicker, which I do like, the thicker bar. But I feel like the thicker one he made, and then made one thinner, but with more of a relief to it. Like the design kind of pops up more. but I like the thicker bars. So I'm going to try to do the one that I don't think worked for him. So I guess we'll see what happens, but yeah, I used to do the AutoCAD with computer aided drafting in high school. Barely got through that class because my memory is shite. I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for some good friends, I might have failed that class. I was like, yeah, I'm never going to be an architect. That's not going to happen. Live and learn, right? But yeah, I think it turned out good. It's going to look good by Friday. If anybody's interested, I'll put this up in the auction. Especially nice and shiny, all tumbled up. I think I fixed it enough. There's a little bit of a spot right there, which I'm not totally happy with, but I'll probably take a file to it and try to get it as flat as possible so you don't see these lines in it before I put it in the tumbler. So we'll see what happens. Shoot, I gotta get the sand out of here. If I'm gonna do another one, I gotta get the sand out, but not into the box I'm about to use. So, I didn't think this through. Kinda wanna let these cool down a little bit. It's pretty hot still. I guess I could use that black one. I'll just leave this like this and we'll use the black one. Keep trying to grab them and put them in the thing, and I'm like, every time I touch it, I'm like, it's still kind of hot. This is gonna burn. Don't do it. I burnt my damn hand cooking crabs. 2 fingers. The steam burnt the shit out of my finger the other day. That sucked. One thing I've learned in pouring, if you feel like something's kind of hot, just take the precaution. Because it sucks when you're like, oh shit, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have did that. Now my finger hurts for days. You know. It happens to the best of us, part of the learning process. What are you sending me? Let me go back 3 hours. I read that. Did I not say anything? I didn't know what you were talking about, so I think I kind of was like, all right, we'll see what happens with that. I didn't know what you meant. What are you sending? Didn't you say you were sending some shot? Because I got to do that bar for your buddy. So I will be doing that. I'm trying to get whatever I can get done by Friday, though, because I'm having that auction. So I will be doing it soon, but it's probably going to be after Friday. But let's get this Griffin going. I've been wanting to do this for probably 6 months now. Why is your nose bleeding? What did you do? Uh-oh. Why is your nose bleeding? You don't know? Did you hit it? It just started bleeding? It's not still bleeding. Go get some toilet paper and stick it up in your nose and just kind of put your head back. You know what I mean? Hold on, guys. I'll be back. Dang, it's still coming out. What the hell? I don't know why I did that. Roll it up and stick it in your nose and put your head back. Dang, talk about giving me a heart attack. My daughter just got home and she had a bloody nose. I'm like, no. Ferdinand, I appreciate you stopping in. We are pouring some silver. I just did this. Of course, you know, that's a sprue. I got to cut that off. And I think now we're going to try this Griffin bar. My daughter just got home from school when she had a bloody nose. So I'm trying to kind of deal with that too. So bear with me here. Clear Lake Drive. Are you going back to work? Did I miss you earlier? I appreciate you stopping in. Yeah, stop by later. It'll be up. Yeah, Tony, you're on to something. It depends though. It's weird because when you're doing something that's kind of thick, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out with this other bar, but I think it'll be all right. I should be able to pull it out. Yeah, Carol, she's okay. She's got a bloody nose. I don't know why. It just kind of happened out of nowhere. But that's scary because I never really had bloody noses for no reason. So. Pull the paper out yet? Did you pull it out of your nose yet? Did it stop? Yeah? Okay. Just when you come out of there, just way back and just kind of chill with your head back. She said it stopped. I guess we're going to try to use the new flask. I was going to do an unboxing video with this, but it'll have to be dirty if I do that, I guess. Because the other one's still kind of hot. already not thinking. The little one yet. I hope that didn't get crooked on me. I was looking for that. Didn't turn too much. Came in 6 minutes before I poured. Yeah, that was good timing. Enjoy watching the process. I appreciate you being here to watch. This isn't too thick, so I don't want to go too far down here. does it say? Michael Lover Jimmy? Hello? How are you doing today? Jeez. Yeah, she's good if anybody was wondering. She had a nosebleed, which kind of came out of nowhere, but now it stopped. That's good. I remember being younger and kids every now and again would have nosebleeds. I never had that happen to me, but I've even smacked my nose quite a few times and never had a nosebleed. All right, come on. You can do it. I really don't want to waste a whole nother glove. I knew I pulled this off too hard, but I was worried about other shit going on. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Come on, don't break. Don't break on me. There we go. Leave it somewhat thick so I can pop it out easy. Tell you what though, I'm proud of her. I raised her well. Because she didn't freak out. It's the first time she had a nosebleed out of nowhere. But she did what she had to do, took care of business, and now everything's fine. I remember being in elementary school and this kid had a nosebleed and he was freaking out. Thought he was gonna die. Gotta assess the situation and do what you got to do. It'd be so much more fun doing this if I could have music playing in the background. And I know you can get that stuff that is not copyright material, but those songs suck. This is the first time using this flask, so we'll see what happens here. So far, so good. Come on. That's what I was nervous about. Seriously. Well, damn. That's the side I thought was gonna stick. That looks freaking awesome. It was really sticking though. It was hard to get the back out, which I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen, but that looks pretty good. I don't see anything wrong with it so far. Detail, but I feel like everything, nothing even pulled out a little bit. I think that's perfect. Well, that's nice. After that last one, I was like, man, I don't know about this live stuff. Yeah, she's okay, Carol. She's good to go. She's a strong one. Faux show. See, the problem is now I got all the dirt up to the top of this. And I'm like, are you going to pop out? And now I got to smack this side, which I don't want to do because I don't want to mess it up. See that pop out a little bit? It seems like it's pretty loose. And the good thing about it, doing it on this side is I do have these, and you can see how I can smack these flat like that and it pop out. Which if it was on the other side, I couldn't do that. And that's usually what happens, so I think we're good. Booyah! And you always want to look at your piece and make sure that there's no sand stuck in it, because that's where something would have pulled out. And I don't see nothing on this one. So far, so good. I don't know if this was the one. It seemed like he had tried this one and it didn't work, so he did another one. I don't know. I kind of like this one. I like it thicker. Or maybe this was one he poured and then it wasn't quite as good, so then he did this. I thought because some of these are kind of deep, like this part is a little bit deeper than it is on this one. So I thought this was the second try. Or the first try, I mean. But you can see there's a pretty big difference. And I wanted a thicker piece. Anyway, we're going to go around here, just make sure everything is pushed down good. Without being crazy hard on it. And I'm going to dig that out. And I'm going to probably make it pretty wide, because I want to make sure I get all that detail. This is working way better than that other sand. The Petrobond, man, I'm pretty sure it's old, but I do like the way this works. But like I said, I'm still trying to figure that out because it's different than it was 2 years ago. I bought both of these like 2 years ago. That's been in the airtight, which is what I'm using, and that wasn't. And I think it definitely made it not quite as good. But anyway, I'm going to leave it probably about like that, and I'm going to try to dig it out from this line a little bit further down. The back I can always smooth out more. Kind of nervous to go on the other side because I don't want to lose any of that detail. I'll probably dig out a little bit right here just so it's more of an angle going into it, but I'm not even going to touch it. I'm just going to get this bump out, if that makes any sense. I don't know what you guys can see. I don't even know if anybody's still here. 14 of you. Appreciate you guys. 26 likes. Hey, let's get to 30. That'd be pretty awesome. But anyway, there's a little bit of a bump right there. See how it kind of goes up? So I'm going to try to get this out, about from here out. And then everything else should fill in pretty good. Because I got a pretty wide cavern, for lack of a better word, going into that right now, which I think will be good. I might have to fix this corner up a little bit. I need a light that is like straight down. I gotta figure that out at some point soon. But it's better to just push out a little bit and then you can file it down. Because if it's too far in, you're losing that silver. If you have it out, you can always grind the silver down. So I always push everything out just a little bit, just in case. Better to be safe than sorry. Yeah, it's more work in the end, but to have this looking nice is the way I want it, so. Just want to get rid of this little bump right here. So we got a smooth pour in. I have a feeling this is going to be really good. I don't know, I feel good about it. By the way, if you're here and you don't know, this Friday I'm having an auction. So any piece that I poured over the past couple weeks will be in that auction. Among other things, I have a lot of stuff. And actually, I never told you guys today, but I need to do a few unboxings by Friday because I've got a lot of really cool stuff that I think you guys are going to like that I'm willing to put up for the auction. So I got doubles of a few things. And then I got things in the first place that I'm not really into anymore that I think you guys would be into. So I'm going to let it go. But there is always a starting bid because I try not to lose money if possible. Although every now and again, I do give some pretty good deals. If you're in here and you got a good deal, let somebody know because it's got to be at least one or two of you. I do the best I can. This is all new for me. I've been pouring for a while, but I haven't sold until recently. My auction Friday will be my 4th ever, so. I did have an auction selling some rounds and more collectible pieces and things like that a couple weeks ago because I was trying to get some money for some shot, and then shot went way up, so I'm kind of on the fence right now of what to do. Trying to turn some of those collectible pieces into shot, and now the shot is about as much as the collectible pieces went for, so kind of like, what do I do? But anyway, I try to keep this closed as much as possible because I do want to preserve it a little bit better than I did with that. Yeah, I think this is going to be good. I'm going to do a couple lines out of here, give it some breathing room. I find that you really don't need much. I used to go crazy with this, but you take a toothpick down and run it to the edge, it finds a way. Usually you gotta do it a couple times. And what happens with me, like before, it would go down, and then I would poke a hole through, and it would go out the hole sometimes. And I find that if you do it like this, it'll kind of fill up a little bit, but you tend to get all the detail. And so it'll only be out a little bit instead of all the way down. A lot of times I would have like a 90-degree turn on it where it was trying to get out. But if you can get it to these corners, it will breathe through the cracks. And that reminds me, I've got to go get my C-clamps for this one. I've seen it done so many different ways, man, and I've tried quite a few different ways, but I think for now, using the Delft clay, drawing a few lines here and there out of it, it seems to be working pretty good. So I'm going to stick with that for now. I am going to do a couple out the sides. I've done this in a way where when you pour the silver in, it goes all over the place because you make too big of holes. So it is a fine line. I think we're looking really good here. I'm going to do one out the corner up, and one out this corner up. Very minimal though. I'm not even going to do it any more than that, just enough to where just in case. Because I've been kind of digging in this a little bit, and if I happen to push it down too far, there might be a bit of a gap. And if you have a gap, then the silver kind of wants to go into those gaps. So you got to be careful. But I think this is going to be an amazing piece, if I do say so myself. You can tell sometimes. Now that I said that, it's probably going to be shit, but whatever. 7 stacks. You got a lot of comments on your crabbing guitar. Did you show those? I don't know if I've seen that video yet. Or did I? I might have. I don't know. Sprite chill. I haven't even heard of that, Michael. Yes, tape will pull it out, Tony. I've done that. As a matter of fact, earlier I was trying to do that with this, but the tape wasn't quite working that great. But I've used tape in the past. That's what I was using on. So look, this is what I did. I wanted to make a silver round that's way thicker than what you can buy. So I wanted to press this in the sand at least twice as far. You can see I even grinded this down so it didn't have any of the reeds on it. Pushed it down, and then I put tape on the back and popped it out, which gave me this. But look how thick. Yeah. I love this piece. The Buffalo is one of my favorite pieces. So I had to do my own version, even though it's not my design, obviously, but you know. A lot of people that do this Buffalo is not their design. But yeah, this is like 2.5 ounces. It might even be closer to 3. I don't even remember what it was exactly. I think it's like 2.5. But yeah, that's a cool piece. This will be up for auction on Friday. I still got to stamp it and all that good stuff, but. And then I got to do more of these. I got the poker chips. Everybody's been sending their poker chips to everybody, and I said, you know what? I'm going to make my poker chip silver. So that's what we got here. By the way, if I have a poker chip of yours, you're going to get some money off, and I'm thinking maybe even $5. I know they don't cost that much to have them made, but if you're willing to spend some money with me, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start them at 40. I've been doing 35, and it's tough. Like I'm kind of breaking even at 35, so I'm going to put those up for 40, just so you guys know. Starting bid will be 40. That's the prototype, the shiny one. But if I have your poker chip by Friday, you're going to get $5 off. So we'll just leave it at that. I think that's fair. I've been talking about that for a couple weeks, so anybody that has a poker chip had plenty of time to get me one. I got 7 stacks poker chip. Yep, there's definitely some detail that goes into it. And you notice how I dug it out. Like I put it in and dug it out. And I dug it out so well that it actually came out of this in that, which that's why I got so much great detail here. A lot of times you pull it out of this side and this is still stuck in. So then you're trying to get it out with the detail. But if you pull a certain way too far, one or the other, that's when the sand will pop out, which is what happened on this earlier, but I saved it. I did find that piece of sand and put it back in. But Yeah, man, it's every pour you do could be 100% amazing, or it could be 100% shit. It's really, I guess the longer you do it, the more you know what's going to happen. And I feel like this is going to be good, but I'm still a noob. I've only poured about 220 ounces of silver, so I wouldn't say I'm an expert by any means, but I'm working on it. I'm trying. But I think this is going to be good. I do need to go out to the shed and grab some C-clamps. So yeah, I was nervous about this one because when you put it closed, it's really hard to get back open. But at the same time, if everything works out the way it just did, it kind of works good. It works better, to be honest. So once I get it all the way closed, it won't even move. I couldn't probably move it if I wanted to. I probably don't even need any clamps. But to be on the safe side, I'm still going to put clamps on it. But yeah, let me go grab those. I'll be right back. And then we'll get some fire going. So when I went to go grab these C-clamps, I was thinking, you know, for those of you that are here, I do appreciate. All right, I forgot to plug my phone back in. Let me do that real quick. Oh, I had to go grab those C-clamps real quick. And then my phone said, oh, you're dying. Emerald, what's going on? Appreciate you stopping in. So yeah, I was just about to tell everybody I went to go grab these C-clamps, and I was thinking, you know, there's a lot of people out there that do not want me putting the info out that I'm putting out. Because I go live, I show you what I'm doing. There's a lot of poor artists out there that do not want me making these videos. So I hope you guys appreciate it. Because to me, it's about spreading knowledge. I'm no gatekeeper, and I never will be. Not that I know everything, but still, I like taking you guys along on my ride of figuring it out. Man, that does look a little bit thin. I can't see what you're looking at. Hold on. This light is so damn far away. Get. Let me try to fix this a little bit. Hold on. It's kind of thin. I think it'll be good enough, though. We're going to go with it. But anyway, Yeah, there's some gatekeepers out there. They get pissed off when you try to make videos about porn. Don't tell the secrets. I'm like, but I don't know all the secrets. I'm figuring it out as I go. And if I figure it out, I'm going to tell my people. I guess from a business aspect, you really don't want anybody to know what you can do or what you know how to do, but I don't look at it like that. Like I said, I'm no expert, but I feel like I don't like these. I hope I didn't push too far in. I should have just left it alone because it did kind of grab it anyway. I don't usually use these. What? You taking a dog for a walk? Okay. Take some tissues. Just in case. I mean, you never know. At least have something in your pocket just in case. So yeah, I didn't think about, now I need to find some silver again. So, man, maybe I will melt this down. That's something nobody was really interested in an auction. This one too. 3, 4, that's about 5 ounces right there. I could have went and cut that sprue off real quick. That probably would have helped. You know, that'll only take a second. Maybe I should do that. Hold on, guys. Let me cut this off. So first of all, before using any saw, make sure you put on some kind of eye protection. Because something came flying at me and it was pretty dang close. It might even be in my eye right now, but anyway. Doesn't hurt, but always wear safety gear. So we got this to work with now. Because I'm running low on shot. But yeah, it's a good idea to always wear eye protection. So we got 3 ounces there. I don't know what this is going to weigh, but I don't think anybody like this. So that'll be 5 ounces I can throw in. What do you guys think? Melt it? Actually, I got one of, this is one of my first bars I ever poured. It looks kind of weird, but nobody seemed to be interested in it. So I might, maybe I'll do, I'm so indecisive. By the way, I still got to make another hammer. I have the bottom for it, but I still need to make another hammer or a gavel. So I'm going to use this in the auction, and at the end of the auction, I'm going to auction it off. So if anybody's interested in one, there's a few that are out there. So there's 2 in the community now. This will be the 3rd if anybody wants it. If not, I'll hold on to it for the next auction. But that's what I'm doing with those. So what is this weigh? 1.3, 4.33. That's probably enough, but man, I really want to make sure. I'm going to melt that down. We're going to melt this, whatever. We're going to melt that. Unless somebody says, buy it now. It's getting melted. All right, Rhonda. Another day, another pour. That's what I'm talking about. You got some more resin, Michael? Sweet. He's bought a 5-ounce Libertad. I don't have one of those. I tell you what though, there will be some type of Libertad up in the auction for Friday. I've got a few different ones and I'm gonna put something up. I just noticed that really didn't work out so well. I bet you that was the cat. See. Look at that. I just noticed that. I think the cat rubbed up against it. Anyway. It's always something, isn't it? So we're going to put these 3 pieces in there. I'm going to start it up and then we'll go outside. Man, the furnace was like doing really well at the top, sticking straight up, but now it wants to keep falling. And you don't want to stick it up and let go of it and then it slams down. So now I got to open it up all the way. What are you going to do? But anyway, I do want to let this charge up a little bit. 27 likes. Come on, we can get to 30. You can do it. Yeah, I love Libertads too. I might have a kookaburra I can throw out Friday. It's only a 1 ounce though. I had 2 of them. I sold one, and the other one I was holding on to, but I'm not really that big of a fan of them. I used to be kind of the dude that wanted one of everything, and now it's like, I just want a shot. I just want to pour. It's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm thinking about melting down pieces that I probably shouldn't. So this Friday, there's going to be a few pieces I put up that are going to be kind of more on the high end because they're collectible pieces, lower mintages, things like that. But something I don't necessarily want to melt down to give you guys the chance to get it first before it does get melted down. Even those Aztecs I didn't want to melt down. So luckily I had 10 people, well, I had 3 people buy 11 of them. So that was good. I still need to make a video where I have one where I'm melting one with a torch and have a sinister laugh. Yeah, because I think it'll be funny as shit. Because everybody was so up in arms 2 years ago when I bought those. I was like, yeah, I'm going to melt these down. This is the cheapest silver I could find. Everybody was like, no, don't do it. But I bought 50 of them to melt. And I only have about 8 left. So most of them got out to the community. Evil Lenny, what's happening? About to do a pour. Got everything ready here. What I'm about to do is this Griffin bar, which I think is going to turn out amazing as long as I made it big enough for the silver to get in fast enough, which I think I did, but yeah, hopefully this turns out amazing. So I'm going to get the furnace going. I got it out there set up, and so we're about to go outside. So hang out if you want to see a pour. I do need to blow my nose real quick. This time of year is always tough for me. It's like non-stop. It's either nighttime and I can't breathe at all, or daytime and it just runs all day. Whew. Anyway, pardon me if you heard that. But yeah, the phone started to die. I kind of want to make sure we're charged up. So anyway, let's talk about a few things. Make sure my phone's got a good charge. Check that out. You guys have probably noticed that Silver Scorpion's been doing a lot for people. He made this for me as a gift. This was a couple of designs that I never actually used that I thought was pretty cool. That's Eclipse. The sun is behind the moon. And then it says capital currency in there. Lighting's kind of bad for this, but I was thinking about making some of these. But really what I want to do, what I'm thinking about doing is seeing if he can get that design. Because I really like kind of like the flower of life kind of thing being in the background. But it might be tough. This one, it's okay, but I feel like, and I've designed all my own stuff, so none of it's great, I will admit, but think I want to do something. Now that one was copper with zinc on top. Or I can get 3/9 fine silver, or I can get copper. So if you guys are into any of that stuff, let me know. I will definitely have something made. And then Michael's been printing some stuff for me, so we got a nice little coin holder here. Michael, by the way, I told you that I tried to do that other one you sent me. The other one said capital currency down here with a CC up here. And I couldn't, it keeps saying error. I can't print it. You want to see the poker chip, the second one? The detail came out like almost too good. Like you see that line going through it? That's from your print. I was like, damn, it really picked up everything. It looks good, but there's a couple little spots, like right there. There's a couple little spots that I was like, man, why? The line's not too bad. At least it's right down the middle. I think it looks kind of cool. But I was kind of debating, should I run this through the tumbler? Which this one is actually a little bit lighter than the first one I did. And I ran that through the tumbler. But it didn't go long enough to like really make it completely shiny. You can see it. It needs like another couple hours. Like an hour and a half, 2 hours in there for it to be perfect. And this one I just cleaned up with the wire brush, which I do think looks cool. I'm thinking about leaving them like this. Or should I try to run these through the tumbler? What do you guys think? I can make it shiny in the tumbler. But I'm going to have to really bust my butt tomorrow and get as many done as possible and then put them all in the tumbler. So I have enough time by Friday for everything to look good and be ready. Write up COAs and all that. But I kind of like the way it has like the haziness to it and not shiny. But that's just my personal opinion. And then Thursday, for anybody still hanging out, that might not have been here last Thursday, I poured this. This means a lot to me. This right here was on a cross. It was a metal cross. And I drilled it out because I wanted to make a copy of it. But when my grandmother passed away, we went over to her apartment, and this was hanging on her wall. And so I took it off the wall, and I've always wanted to make a copy of this in silver. So I did. And you guys will get a chance to get the prototype. Although I might make another one and keep the prototype. So it'll either be a number 1 or a prototype. I might keep the prototype. Because this one means a lot to me. Where it came from. Thank you, Ferdinand. Appreciate that. I wish this would tell me how much charge I had on the damn phone, but it won't. Liberty Bleed Silver, what's up? About to pour something. If you want to hang out for a couple minutes, at least. This is in there and ready to go. I'm about to start the furnace up. I'm trying to let my phone charge up a little bit. But we're going to go outside and do this pour in a minute. Silver is out there and ready to go. This was something else I got from my grandmother's house. But I don't have a flask big enough to do it. Isn't that going to look cool as like a silver bar? I mean, I guess you'd call it a bar. It's kind of thin, but you know what I mean. That would look really good in silver. I can't wait to do this. But I got to make another flask. I got to get my welder. Something's going on with the welder where I can't feed the wire through. So, I don't know. I'm kind of tempted to go across the bridge to my dad's and maybe use his. I think he's got one too. I don't know. Figure it out. Appreciate you, 7 Stacks. I appreciate all you guys. The fact that there's 16 people here and we have almost only one away from 30 likes. The fact that there's 2 people here means a lot to me. So, I appreciate you guys. I can't say it enough. I feel like I'm always repeating myself, but it's the truth. Anyway, we're gonna get this thing going because I don't want to leave you guys waiting too long. So I'm gonna. I know you guys want to see the furnace start up. Let me do that. We're gonna unplug, and hopefully I don't lose you. Looks like we got everything in picture there. Fire. You never know what might come flying out. I don't do vent lines like that anymore, but still, you never know. Better safe than sorry. So I let it run for a minute or two, kind of get everything inside heated up. Like right before the crucible gets red, I'll blast it like another 1.5. And then once it gets red, I'll blast it all the way. It should be fine because I've already done this once today anyway. I should just blast it, but that's just kind of how I do it. I'm really hoping this turns out as well as I think it's going to turn out. Somebody just came in. Come on, one more like. We can do it. Appreciate you guys. Oh yeah. Definitely gonna have to get some gas tomorrow. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. I got to be quick. That was 20%. Hopefully we don't get to 10% by the time I pour. As soon as I get done with the pour, I'm gonna take you in and plug you in to the charger. Oh yeah, we had enough. I got nervous, I couldn't see it. Hurry up a little bit so it doesn't stop on me. Whoa. Pour. Get my glove. What am I doing here? Better. Oh man. That's what I'm talking about. Holy shitballs. Excuse my language. I might have outdone myself here. Damn. I don't know who's gonna get this, but you're gonna be pretty lucky. Look at that. It couldn't be any better. I think I outdid myself. Ready? I just impressed myself. I'm not gonna lie. Even the back, there is no pitting. It's clean. That's not pitting, that's actually just burnt sand. Might be a little bit, but it ain't much. But look at that. Come on now. Come on now. Obviously, the black stuff in there, I got to get that out still. That's burnt sand. But what? I like it a lot. All right, let's get inside. Charge you back up. All right, we're charged. Yeah, man, I think that worked out pretty good. Let's look at like I was telling you before, I thought that it was going to be hard to get the sand out of this. But it all came out perfect. So I just got to take the brush to it and get that out a little bit better. But man, that's a beautiful piece. I know the lighting isn't the greatest. It's either too bright or not bright enough. But I think that turned out pretty good. Definitely had plenty of weight on top to make sure everything pushed down and fill out the details. And you can see those lines. You can see where I did them. So it worked just enough. It doesn't have to go down and spew out. You can still get detail. And I didn't even heat this up in the oven first. So yeah, that's a pretty good prototype right there, in my humble opinion. I'm pretty sure at some point there'll be a number 1 of this. But that's the prototype. The only thing that I can see is this little side right here. It's like not perfect, but it's pretty damn close. See how it's like just a little bit not perfect, but that's what prototypes are about, right? All right. that done. I think I might try to get this Geiger alien done by Friday. I'm gonna try to do this one tomorrow. I'm not gonna be live, but try to get a few things done. I might try to get the Gibson #1 done. 7 Stacks has the prototype, but I might try to do a #1 of these, or this right here. It's my favorite guitar. I own one myself. Not a hollow body, but still. Big Silver Boy, and what's up? Only God is perfect. Man, I've been trying to think like that, because I do beat myself up a lot. You could have did this, you could have did that, it could be better, you know. But I try not to be like that anymore. But it's tough. You know, 40 something years of being like that. It's hard to break the cycle. Tony, Friday, definitely by 8. There'll be no pours up before 8, but if I go on early, it might be for some other stuff. But by 8, that's when I'll be going with pours. This Friday, Eastern Standard Time. I usually come on and try to do a couple like early bird type of things. Stuff that tends to be a little expensive that there's not a whole lot of buyers for, but I still like to put up and just see if anybody's into it. But when it comes to the pours, I don't ever start pours until 8 o'clock. And there'll be more as well. So this is something I did last week. That'll be up. I still got to stamp it and finish cleaning it up and everything, but... And then this. Big Silver, what do you think? This was that copper round I was talking about trying to make a copy of. Obviously, it's a lot thicker. But I've been wanting to do a buffalo. And then we got the poker chip. Everybody's doing their poker chips, and I said, you know what, I'm going to make mine in silver. And then the praying hands. This was something I found in my grandmother's after she passed away, hanging on the wall, and I took it because I wanted to make a copy of it. Well, I took it for sentimental reasons at first, but then I was like, man. And I got to tell you, I thought about it for days before I drilled this out, because the cross went through like this, and I had to drill it out, and that's why you can kind of see this right here, because there was kind of a hole, but then there was 2 spots that I had to drill out all the way through the cross. But I really wanted to make copies of this. And I feel like I could like feel her presence like with me doing it. So that one means a lot to me. And then I just did this. The CC shield. I cut it like way too far out. That's going to be a lot to clean up, but it did get that dimple there, which I always hate, but what are you going to do? I wonder if that's because, and I even tried to make sure that the silver was hot enough in there. I even put it back on for a little while because I wanted to make sure that didn't happen, but I wonder if that's because not everything was perfectly melted. Kind of makes me think a little bit. I don't know. I'm going to do another one of these tomorrow, a gavel, and this will come with it. So it'll be like sold, and I'll use that throughout the show, and at the end of the show, I'll auction this off. That'll be the 3rd one. And then I just did the Griffin. So obviously that needs some cleanup, but yeah, that's some of the newer pieces. I've got some more. I did some toning pieces. Look at this toner. Look at the back of this thing. Isn't that toned like a coin would be? Like if you had another coin sitting on top? Man, this light sucks. It's too bright. But look at that. for any of my Canadian friends out there. And then this one I tuned to 4-leaf clover. Guys, I found two more 4-leaf clovers that I was going to give away, but when I put them into the sleeve, I guess they weren't all the way dried out, and now they're brown. One's like all the way brown, and the other one's like halfway brown, and it looks stupid. But I've got a pretty good patch outside, and they should be growing up by Friday. So hopefully I'll be able to find a couple more. Let them dry out all the way before I put them into a sleeve. I appreciate you, Tony. Yeah, this is Michael's mold for this. And for this. Yeah, it should be an easy cleanup. Yes, you're gonna have to remind me 7 stacks. That was funny. I kept trying to use it in the last auction. I was like, damn, I forgot again. I'm just not used to it. We'll get there. This is only my 4th auction. I don't even know if I did it half the amount of time I should have. I'm sure I'll be thinking about it more this time, though, after doing that. Yeah, I'm gonna try, Michael. I'm gonna try to knock out a few poker chips because I know that those are gonna go. So I need to. I don't know. I'm gonna try to get 10 done, but we'll see. Friday is coming pretty quick. Like I said, I haven't done anything short of being live. I haven't really poured in the past week, and so I'm really behind the 8 ball of what I wanted to have done. But that's life, I guess. Praying hands. It was 1 point something. I don't think it was 2. 1.67. That's 1.67 OZT. Missouri Metal, I appreciate you joining. 2024 D pennies. I'm not looking for any, but maybe somebody in here is. I appreciate you, Liberty Bleed Silver. I'm trying. I tell you, man, it was a couple weeks of like, what is going on? Because I kept trying to use this sand that I've had for a long time. Probably about 2.5 years. And you can see that it's been in this, but it's not airtight. And then I was heating molds up, putting them in the oven, because the pour usually turned out better that way, and I didn't have to vent. So I was giving that a try. But of course, you're drying it out a little bit every time you do that. Not to mention, it's been sitting here drying out for 2.5 years. So I went to the Duff Clay, because it's been sitting in this airtight, this is like an ammo box. It's got that airtight ring. So it's been sitting in here for 2.5 years, because I bought them at the same time. And this is softer than that is. I mean, it's funny, because I tried to do, what was it, the Statue of Liberty. I don't know if you guys seen this. I've made a few copies of these. Well, I did a prototype of three of them. One in silver, one antiqued, and then one in copper. I couldn't even get it into the sand halfway. And I was doing everything I could possibly do to get it in there, and it would not go in. So I gave up and had to do something else. That's when I was like, man, there's no way. This is just, something's wrong. So that's some old sand. I think I'm just kind of done with that. I do have some more that I did buy at the same time. So it's been sitting in this bag, but it's still that old, so I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But that's Petrobond, and this is Duff Clay. And I'm really liking the Duff Clay right now. I mean, look at that. I think that turned out pretty freaking awesome. The praying hands I did with that, I did this, although I lost a little bit and had to put it back in, so that was kind of a fixed job on this one. But I did the dove clay on this one, which I think looks awesome. And then this one too. This I let go of this in my first auction, but it was only half of the skull because I put it in sand and then poured into an open sand, and then decided I wanted to do it full. So Silver Oceans has the prototype of this, but this is kind of a prototype too because this is the whole thing. But that's a newer one too. Sand gall, I wouldn't want to give that sand away, man. I'm telling you, it is not good. It is so hard to use. Yeah, that would be cool. Have it so you can drill it out for like to be able to screw one to a shifter. That would be cool. I appreciate you guys hitting the hearts and the like button and all that stuff. It means a lot to me. Still 9 of you here. That's cool. We had pretty close to 18 to 20 pretty much the whole time for the most part, it seemed like. So I feel like this was a pretty awesome day. Yeah, it dries out, Liberty Bleed Silver, for sure. I didn't know that either, but now I've also heard that you can buy oil to mix it all in again, and it refreshes it. So I think that that can be done, but I've never done it, so I don't know. But yeah, it does dry out, especially if you're putting it in the oven. Because I was taking the molds with the sand and putting that in the oven for like 20 minutes at like 200 degrees just to have everything nice and warm, and then pouring it that way. And I tried to do that without making any kind of vents, which worked, but I feel like I'm really drying it out even worse than it already was. Billy, what's going on? Just did some pouring. Just did this Griffin bar, which I think turned out pretty good, in my humble opinion. And then I did this before that, CC shield. A little bit fell out right there, and you can tell it's not perfect. I tried to push it back in there just to see what would happen, but it might clean up good. These are raw pours. I haven't even touched them yet, so. But yeah. Six months old, yeah. This is 2.5 years old. When I bought that, it was 2.5 years ago, and you can see there's nothing like this. But this one didn't dry out. So what I would suggest to anybody that wants to pour is buy something that has that waterproof. This is waterproof because it's for ammo. But if you can get a bigger one, which I tried to look at Walmart, I didn't find anything there. I mean, at the store, I didn't go on the internet. But if you can find something this size, or whatever, it depends on what you're doing, but put it in there and get something that's airtight, and then you don't have to worry about it. Because I've had this for 2.5 years too, and this works great. I appreciate you, Liberty Bleed Silver. Yes, thank you. 7 stacks. Appreciate you guys. Anytime you share something out, man, it means a lot to me, so I appreciate that. Oh yeah, this will definitely be antiqued. All that detail in there, this will be antiqued, for sure. So there's still some work to do on that one. It's definitely some high relief. You can see it pops up. I think this one pops up even more, but it's thinner. So I wanted to go with the thicker one, so I could probably get more relief, but not quite as thick of a bar. Storing it in the fridge, yeah, I don't know about that. I think if you just get airtight and it's not like out in your shed. I mean, I did have that out in the shed for a while, for probably the first year. That might have been bad too, because I had this in the shed like this. I always kept it closed, but that's how I was pouring out in the shed. But I wanted to be able to go live. That's why I did this whole thing inside. But yeah, the first year I had this, well, probably maybe 2 years, because it's only been 6 months since I've been doing it in here, not even that long. So yeah, I probably sat outside for 2 years before I even brought it in. And I'm in Maryland, and it's very humid around here, so that probably has something to do with it too. Especially the more you leave it open. Like I suggest, if you're using it, do what you're doing, close it back up. And if you have something that's airtight, even better. That's my suggestion. Oh yeah, Serpent Silver, man, you can put anything in there. I could think of 4 things just right off the bat. Shoot, I have a big old ammo thing I bought. It's like you know what I use it for? Like, kind of like slash, well, first aid slash, like, knives and like, just kind of a little bit of everything. Some food. What it was a box that was supposed to be for tools, because it has a thing where you open it and you can lift the thing out of it. It has a tray. But it was airtight, and I was like, man, that's pretty cool. So I picked it up. I think it even has 2 little small wheels on the back. But yeah, that's like my prepping box. I almost brought that out to use with this, but I already have other stuff in it, and that's why I went to Walmart trying to find another one or something like it. But yeah, I need to try to figure out something. Because if I pull that other stuff out and it works way better than this, I'm either going to throw that away or try to get some silver. Try to get some oil, mix it in. Maybe I'll even mix the newer one with that, with a little bit of oil. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into it. You didn't realize you could make them so thin when they're two-sided? What are you talking about, the poker chip? Because that's pretty thin. And it's two-sided. You just can't do like a big old circle going down into it. It's got to be kind of like oblong. You know what I mean? Kind of like when you're looking down in it, it's kind of thin, but it's wider instead of having like a circle. That seems to work for me. And then see how I made that so wide? If I had done it like this, it probably wouldn't have got as much detail out of everything. Something would have been off. I mean, it sucks cutting it off, and I tell you, I used to have a handsaw, and I did everything by hand. And the blades are so thin, they break all the time. Now I just take it to the bandsaw, I'm done. Yeah, I lose that silver, but the time it saved is just well worth it. I used to save everything. I had this little surgical thing here, right? And I'm sitting here filing over top of this little sucker so I can save every little piece. I don't even worry about it anymore. I mean, I'll try to save some stuff sometimes, but for the most part, I'm just not even worried about it. It does add up, don't get me wrong. I know a dude that had a bunch of I keep thinking flake, but that's not it. Powder, basically, from using the files. He had a bunch of powder. Dude had like 40 ounces of powder. That's crazy. I don't remember who that was. Somebody on TikTok. You talking to me, Billy? Yeah, I'm in Maryland. I live right on the Chesapeake Bay, too. Not on the Chesapeake Bay, but I'm pretty close to it. And, man, is it about to rain? Shit. Hold on. I might have to call this. I didn't think it was going to rain today, but it's looking kind of windy out there and dark. Damn. Well, yeah, I got the bay. I'm pretty close to the bay, and then there's a river on the other side of me, too, so I have water all around my house. I'm like kind of on a peninsula a little bit. So yeah, man, I had a brake line go bad on my truck, and I had to get all new brake lines because if you're gonna do one, you might as well do them all. At least that's what I was told. Damn. But yeah, everything rusts out so bad around here. I'm not dying, I swear. Oh, man. I got dust in my throat. Sorry, guys. Damn. Anyway, sucks getting old. Shit. Oh my God. He's not going away. Damn. Holy shit, is anybody still there? I had to run, man. I was like, shit, I almost threw up. I was choking so bad. What the hell? like I got dust stuck in my throat or something. That was weird. You know how you're trying to talk, and you keep trying to talk, and you're trying to get out what you're saying, but you feel like something ain't right, and you keep going? I don't know what the hell just happened, but I'm good. I'm not dead. I'm all good. What the fuck? Yo, like, this dude's crazy. I was coughing, and I was trying to like sneeze at the same time too, which right? Big Silver, it seems like a big ass bong hit. Don't think I don't know what those days are like. I don't do it anymore, but I've been there. It was like the worst bong hit ever. It's like I drank the bong water is what just happened. Jeez. Serpent Silver still needs some more pours. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Friday there'll be plenty up, so stop by. You guys are awesome, man. I feel like it's been a decent turnout whenever I go live and whenever I do the auctions, and that's really all I can ask for. Just showing up and being there is good enough for me. Obviously, I want to sell my horse, but I just appreciate you guys being here. All right, Billy, that was probably a while ago, but take care. Big Silver, you're out too? Oh, she's saying bye. We're waiting to make sure you're all right. I hear you. My daughter comes home with a nosebleed, and I start choking. Y'all are like, damn, what's going on in that house? Yeah, that's exactly what it was like too. Liberally bleed silver. That's pretty funny. Mike for Democracy, what's happening? No, I've never drank it. I'm just saying it's got to be like that. I've seen people do it, so I know what it's about. There ain't no way I'm doing that. Not a chance. But I've seen 2 people do it. Serpent, that's funny. I bet you don't do it a second time, that's for sure. Ain't no way. Sometimes you get dared. You can dare me all you want. All right, Liberty Bleed Silver. I appreciate you stopping by. I'm about to end this anyway. Yeah, for money. Okay. Depends on the amount, but possibly. They were just young and dumb. That's in the old days. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna oh, it's starting to rain a little bit out there. I see drizzles. So I'm gonna end this. I gotta get the furnace inside. But I appreciate you guys. Stop by. I don't know if I'm gonna go live Thursday because I'm probably gonna be trying to get a lot of stuff done. So if I come on Thursday, it'll probably be to show you what I've got so far and how I've come along over the past 2 days. But probably not gonna pour live because I'm gonna be so trying to, focused on getting stuff done and ready. But yeah, I don't like to miss a day either because I haven't yet. So I'll probably come live at some point. But anyway, yeah, let me get this stuff in. I can see some raindrops out there. So, like I always say, I appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.